What's up, Wolfpack fam? It's your boy Kid back at it again. Hope you're doing well. Today's suggestion comes from Wolfpack member Lost. Shout out to you, homie. We're gonna be checking out 1976, introducing the incredible cordless mobile phone. So this should be interesting.
Well, one of the things that we actually enjoy best of all on Blue Peter is being able to show brand new inventions. Earlier today, we recorded an experiment here in the studio that should be of interest to anyone who ever has to use the telephone. We started off with 2 telephones, and this one was perfectly normal.
It's the sort of phone you've probably got at home. It's got a handset, a curly bit of wire that goes down to here, and then a cable that goes all the way to the telephone exchange.
Well, I've got the other telephone here, and it looks more like a shoulder bag, really, than a proper telephone. It's got its own portable handset here, which has its own dial built into it. And the thing that makes it so unusual is if I get up and walk around, you'll see that there are absolutely no trailing cables of any kind. It's not connected to anything at all, because it's got its own built-in transmitter and receiver. Well, there's nothing really extraordinary, I suppose, in having a sort of walkie-talkie radio, but this is the first one that you can actually use with an ordinary telephone. And the other good thing about it is that when you use it, you don't have to dial through the operator, as you would with an ordinary mobile car phone.
Well, we're going to give you a demonstration of how this new invention works. Now, on my phone here, I'm extension 84.
You are indeed, and I'm extension 85. Remember it, John?
Yes, in my memory bank.
You're 84, OK?
I'll tell you what, Petra and I will stay here in a nice warm studio. You can take Shep for a walk.
I knew you were going to say that. Well, I will. Come on, Sheppy, you come with me, because I'm going to go right out of the studio, out to the Blue Peter garden. Now, this portable telephone is the invention of an American scientist, Mr. Lou Schnurr, and he's a teacher at the Chelmer Institute in Chelmsford, Essex. And he said he doesn't see any reason why in the future it wouldn't be possible for just about everybody to be walking around carrying one of these, their own portable communication set. Anyway, last time I was out of doors, it was pouring down with rain, so I'm taking no chances today. Get my coat on, and off I go. I'll get the hood out just in case as well. We're in Studio 8 at the Television Centre today. I'm just walking through the huge scene dock doors. This is where we get things like stuffed elephants and double-decker buses into the studio. Outside here, there's a ring road. This is used for moving scenery around. And if you watch Top of the Pops, you probably recognise that bit of scenery there. Anyway, I'm going out through the doors now.
Whoa.
And once outside here, on my right over there is the BBC canteen block. And if you've watched Blue Peter regularly, then you'll know that our garden is very close, in fact, right next door to the canteen block. In fact, it's over the road here. As you can see, it's pretty horrible out here. Really wet and nasty. I feel a right twerp in this hood, but I'd rather wear it than get soaked to the skin. Whoops, it's slippery as well. Hi, Sheppy, you like it, don't you? And down at the end there is our actual Blue Peter garden. Anyway, I'm not going to do some gardening this minute. I'm out here to test this. So the first thing I've got to do, make sure it's switched on, which it is. Put up my aerial. Now, 2 things I must do. First of all, by the magic of television, you'll be able to see Johnny waiting for my call at the same time as I'm speaking to you. So first of all, to make sure I've got a line, dial 0. That's the same as picking up a handset. That's it, I've got the line. Now, his number, 84. And it's ringing in the studio.
Nice.
Hello, John Oakes here.
Hello, John. Fancy seeing you. Or rather hearing you. I can't see you at all, actually.
What's it like out there?
It's soaking wet as well, you know, but it's lovely in the studio, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely and dry.
I'm going to send Shep back in to jump all over you. He's getting soaked rushing around out here at the moment. Anyway, we've shown that it works this way, me dialing you. So don't put the phone down for a minute, because I've got to cancel the circuits first. So I'm going to press the button now, and you'll hear the dots, the little clicking sound. That's it. It's gone now. So the circuit's now clear for Johnny to try to ring me.
Well, the clicking sounds have stopped, so if I put it back down, pick it up. His number was 85, yes.
Hey.
All right, it should be ringing.
There we go. Every time a winner. Hello, Johnny.
Yeah, me.
Wonderful. It works.
it does.
Look, I'm getting soaked out here, so do you mind if we don't have a long conversation?
Oh, all right, if you insist.
Smashing. I'm going to cancel the circuits again. Don't put it down too soon, otherwise you upset everything.
Okay.
And that's it. Cancelled again. So, that's it. I think we've proved that Mr. Schnurr's invention actually works. But I dare say you're a little confused about how it works when there aren't any cables and all the rest of it. Well, the answer is it does have to have a separate transmitter somewhere. Well, the one that we're using is way up there with Leslie on the Television Centre roof.
Benny Dorm
It's
Leslie?
approximately 30 metres above ground level, and as you can see from here, I've got a very good view of peat and a rather soggy, damp-looking Blue Peter garden. The aerial and the transmitter, which have been relaying the conversations to and from Peter's roving phone, are ordinary pieces of radio equipment. The interesting piece is fitted in underneath the transmitter behind this plate here. There's lots of special circuits, and it's these circuits which have been dealing not only with the simple conversational side of the exercise, but also with the actual dialing mechanism part, and that is the tricky bit. Well, if you use your mobile phone anywhere within a 7-mile radius of this equipment, you should actually be able to speak to a friend from all sorts of places, up a mountain, in a boat in the middle of a lake, or in the middle of a field. And I do think that this development is going to be a great boon to people who are very busy, but who need to communicate with people who are at a bit of a distance and who haven't got a proper telephone handy. People like businessmen and particularly farmers and doctors. Very good development indeed. Well, from here on the BBC Television Centre roof, it's back to down there in the Blue Peter garden with Pete.
Well, whilst we'd got our cameras out of doors today, it did seem the perfect opportunity to do a bit of gardening. I was actually going down there to do some digging and composting over in the plot. But I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like a major disaster area down here at the moment. It's very muddy, pointless doing anything, so we'll have to leave that till another day. Something I will point out, though, just whilst I'm out here, is the grass. Because if you remember, when we were out here during the summer, it was really very parched and brown. Well, now it's lush and green, so the rain's doing us a lot of good. Well, myself, I don't actually like it. The cameraman's nodding in agreement too, so from a very wet outside, back to a nice warm indoor studio.
Nice. It's actually really cool. Yeah, this is gonna come off very weird, but I'm not familiar with the Blue Peter, so he mentioned it a couple times. So we're not familiar with Blue Peter. Maybe something to look into. But this was actually really entertaining, and the reason why it's actually pretty entertaining, I almost took off my webcam for a second, is because it's a blast for the past, right? So you got this very, very cool technology that, you know, I definitely would have been marveling over, and it's actually kind of neat to see how far we've come, right? Um, Growing up, I watched Saved by the Bell, right? And sometimes I, you know, will rewatch it, and when I look at Zach Morris's phone, you know, his cell phone, and it's like a brick. You know, I kind of laugh at it. I'm like, damn, man, that's insane, man. You know, to just have the amount of pocket space you need just to, you know, be able to whip that thing out. So the guy who was talking had me laughing when he was coming outside a little bit. He was like, "Oh, it's slippery." I wanted to say out loud "slippery" when wet, but definitely when I heard the name Leslie, I wasn't familiar with the lady, so I was like, I made my silly joke of Benny Dorm. Those who have watched Benny Dorm with me, one of my favorite characters, Leslie, you know, on that show. But yeah, it's actually really cool seeing, you know, technology from the, you know, I guess you say past, and how far we've come with our cell phones now. You got all these different phones that do all these kind of things, but to just think about, yeah, I didn't have a cell phone until a very later age, not like how young kids have it, like probably like 3, 4, 5 years old, they already have cell phones. Parents got them cell phones and shit like that. I was growing up in a time where they had beepers. Didn't have one of those either. The most I had was a beeper toy that was like gum or something like that. It was gum. It made like little sounds, and I think it opened up and you get a little gum packs in it. But seeing this, I don't know, it's just actually really cool. Growing up, this could sound silly, but you know, I'll throw it out there. I've always been fascinated, like just with the idea of, for example, like in the States, with all the roads, you know, how long it took to connect like all the roads, like going through all the states, or just like, you know, the process of building bridges. I know this sounds really stupid, probably, but I think I want to see more of this kind of old technology, things that we grew up with, or at least I didn't grow up with this per se, but I did have, you know, the old school phones, and some that I watched me when we used to watch Snow Game. No, knew I had a landline back in the day, but I still got. It's not on anymore, but I got this big, huge Mickey Mouse old school phone. So do you guys still have an old school phone? I know it's gonna sound kind of stupid right now, where most people have more cell phones than they really do landlines. So be kind of interesting to know if you guys still have landlines or now you just more switched over to cell phones. Did you actually own one of these things? I don't know if these things um what something like that would have retailed. I don't know if it would have been pricey or not. You guys might have to fill me in on that. But did you guys find this interesting? I definitely did. I don't know. A kid got excited over just checking out a phone. So I wonder what other marvels we can check out. So great suggestion. Really cool video. So thank you so much for putting it on our radar. The way you guys can do that is by linking, in the comments. If you're watching when you watch on YouTube in the future, on the comments there, or if you're in my Discord, you can put it in the Discord section, and et cetera, et cetera. So there's many ways to get your suggestions at least seen, and which way we go picking is just all random and stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. I won't talk anymore, anyone's ear off, but I definitely enjoyed it. Thanks for the suggestions. See you soon. Peace.